Hello and welcome to part 2, a little bit more advanced, but very good to know some features and some tactics and what will happen in a zone if you capture it. So we have our area today. Here you see all these areas, they are capturable or able to be captured. And we're gonna go for an example here on the blue side. This is Alpha and we have Bravo and Charlie. So we also have the map provided. We have RS Alpha. These are the same as in RS Alpha. But this is the only way to see if the zone is captured from realmilsim.com. Anyway, you can have 3 different states on a zone. Either it's blue if you're blue, or it's red if you're the red team capturing. It can also be yellow, it's contested, which means both sides are inside. So, for example, let's say NATO captures Alpha here. There will be a sound as well. I will mute, but yeah. So they are now in control of this area because it was neutral and we have no delays. And the thing is that in this case, you will not get any points because this area is too close to your own lines. So basically, you don't get a lot of points for the zones closest to your own front line. But if you advance, you get more points. So doesn't necessarily mean that you get more points the closer you get to the enemy. But it could be some strategic position here. The points you get from these zones are marked in a list on the map you have, so you can see different points. All right, so if we were having points on this area, we can see it in stats. Currently it's not counting up anything, but I'll show you. So basically it's gonna look like this. You get 1 point every 10 minutes for this or for most of the areas. And some areas are 2, maybe 3, depends on the game and so on. All right, so let's say you move on to, let's take Bravo. Just a moment here. Where do we have Bravo? There. So we are now moving in with our command module inside the zone, capturing Bravo. So, for example, if the enemy also, let's say, for the sake of the example, let's say the enemy is in Delta, and they are now planning to capture Bravo. So they are advancing, and you have been here in this zone maybe just a few minutes. In real world, you probably this would probably go much slower, but for the example, we're gonna speed it up. So let's say Op4 is now entering Bravo. Then this will happen when they turn their module on. So the area is now contested, and you have no idea where the enemies are. So yeah, some areas are large and some are smaller. It's now up to you guys to clean this area, because we have the arrows on the other maps that shows that you cannot move to this area until you have secured this area. Other troops can freely move wherever they want. Scouts, recon, whatever, harassing fire troops, search and destroy teams can go wherever they want on the map. But the command team that gives you the acknowledgement, or the they take the terrain, so to speak. They need to clean out the enemies from this area. And one thing that is very important to know is that after 1 hour from you have pushed your button from your capture module, your presence in this area will be out. So let's say the enemy came in here after you pressed, like half an hour after you were entering this area. This area will turn to the enemy if you don't push the button again and make it contested again. So if you don't show your presence here by pushing the button each hour, this area will fall into enemy hands, and you will not get points. And if you forget this, and if there is a HQ or other command and control units that don't report and remind you that the enemy is now taking your area, and they see that this area is red, the enemy can actually work their way through into next area and you're left here. So I know there can be some bugs. Let's say you have captured this, the enemy comes in, you forget to push your button, they take this and go to the next, and you're like, oh, we pushed the button again. Yeah, then we have a problem, but you will be isolated. You're in your zone and you don't want to have that, so you might want to stay there and figure out what happened, so that the enemy is not holding that area, and maybe it's a lot of points, maybe it's nothing, and you can move on and you isolate them. So there are some areas here that can be captured uh, in some sort of squared pattern. You can't see it on this map, but on the paper map and RS Alpha there are arrows. Sorry, not arrows on RS Alpha, only the paper map. Um, Currently, we will try to fix that, but currently we don't have any arrows on this map, so you will have to go by the paper map. So yeah, if there's any problems, we have our support number. These units, they take a lot of batteries. It's very important to turn them off if there's a problem, or after you have captured. So basically, the red LED is connection, the blue LED is GPS, the green LED is acknowledgement that you have sent the data. If you don't manage to capture the zone, you still get the green. You might not be inside the zone. There can be a few meters plus minus on these zones, but I advise you to go in, secure the area, find a position, hold it, and decide what to do next. Maybe move around, but uh, be inside the area when you capture, of course. And If there's a problem capturing and the module don't respond to capturing by the button and the green red LED doesn't show up, try to reboot it as said before. If you try to reboot it a few times and you change your location, it's still dead, it's probably something wrong with it. Then we have to fix that. So I think that's about all around this capturing procedure. So hopefully everything will work. This is the first time we use this in this game. Maybe in future we will build a lot of modules and lots of areas. Okay, thank you.